Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and I'm going to go ahead and go over the Week 17 games. Week 7 isn't fully complete yet because I'm in the middle of my game against Georgia, and at the time of this recording, I'm in the third quarter up 161 to nothing. And if you remember looking at the halftime show and the post-game show of the McNary Central game against Louisville, yeah, you can see why I don't put my games as key games. But we're starting off with a different team that was part of that first week of key games, Mickey, going against Florida State. And Florida State started off well, scoring 17 points and going up 17-0. But the Devils answered back with a touchdown and going out down now 17-7. Mickey continued their momentum and scored 2 more touchdowns, including a pick 6, and going up 21-17. But with under a minute left, the Seminoles scored another touchdown to take a 24-21 lead at the half. It looked like Florida State was going to finally prove the curse to be more than just a fad, even though it comes up when you least expect it. But Mickey shuts out Florida State in third, scored a touchdown and field goal, and pulled out to a 31-24 lead. And jubilation for the Devils faithful and worry for the Seminoles fans because of, the 5th-ranked curse. Florida State scored off the bat to begin the fourth quarter, tying it up at 31 apiece. Then Mickey scores 2 more touchdowns to leave it up to pull away 35-31, and with a minute 58 left in the game, Florida State scores again, but didn't score to tie it up, leaving Tennessee disappointed with a 35-38 loss, and Mickey fans rejoice as they celebrate beating another ranked team, this time at home. Florida State is definitely going to need to bounce back next week against in-state rival Miami, as Mickey looks to cruise next week against Navy and the Midshipmen. Next we have Oregon State and California, and the Beavers and Golden Bears start off with both teams scoring a touchdown, staying tied now at 7 apiece. But then Oregon State scored 2 touchdowns and shut out California in the second quarter, leading now 21-7. That Jackson quarterback for Oregon State, he is for real. And he's not Lamar Jackson either. I forget what his first name is. We'll discuss that in the mid-season awards, because he might be the best quarterback in the Pac-10. Golden Bears then scored a touchdown, and the Beavers answered back with a field goal, staying in the lead, now up 24-14. Oregon State gets a pick 6 to start off the fourth, now going up 31-14. Cal responds with a touchdown to get back within 10. But with under a minute left, Oregon State put a fork in it, scoring one last touchdown and winning 38-21, stunning the Berkeley crowd. Cal has to bounce back with them going against UCLA next week, and Oregon State has a bye next week, but goes against Stanford, which should be an easy win. Now next we have 12th ranked Tennessee against Mississippi State, and Mississippi State starts off very strong, scoring 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, and leads at 14-0, stunning the Vols, and having Starkville be extremely happy. But Tennessee did come back, scoring 2 touchdowns of their own, and tied it up going into halftime, 14 apiece. Vols then scored another touchdown to go up 21-14, but the Bulldogs came back and scored 16 unanswered points. It would have been 17, but their kicker missed an extra point. Well, that cost them only being up 30-21. Tennessee did respond with a touchdown and an extra point to be down 30-28, but Mississippi State holds on and scores a touchdown of their own, this time failing to score on a 2-point conversion, and held on by 8 points, winning and upsetting Tennessee 36-28, causing all of Starkville to chant Hail State. Tennessee definitely needs to bounce back against Alabama next week, with it being a big rivalry matchup, and at this point, Tennessee is out of the SEC East championship contention, and Mississippi State will be on the road to Morgantown and up against West Virginia. And now, the game I've been looking forward to all season long, number 7 Wisconsin and number 8 Penn State. And this is to determine basically who was the champion in the previous universe. As Penn State started off well, getting 2 touchdowns on the board, going up 14-0 after the first quarter. But Wisconsin turned it on in the second quarter, scoring 2 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal, and having a partridge in the pear tree to boot, scoring 18 points in the second quarter. but Penn State scored a touchdown and still held a lead 21-18 going into halftime. Both teams traded scores in the third. First, the Nittany Lions scored a touchdown and led 28-18. Then the Badgers scored 2 touchdowns to lead at 32-28. But Penn State stole the lead back near the end of the third, leading now 35-32. And the fourth quarter, Wisconsin got the only touchdown, and that was all they needed, as the Badgers pull off the win and avoiding the close game loss with a close game win of 39-35. Wisconsin travels back home and goes up against Northern Illinois, which should be a nice one for them, just a relaxing one. Meanwhile, Penn State goes on the road to Indiana, but should be a win to the Nittany Lions, as Indiana has lost 4 straight. And the last game, key game of the week, was Texas A&M versus Texas Tech, and the Red Raiders went out and protected their home turf, as 2 touchdowns and a field goal helped them out, especially holding the Aggies to only a field goal, and in the first quarter already up 17-3. The teams traded touchdowns in the second, but Tech still leads it 24-10. Tech scored another touchdown to go up 31-10, but then A&M scored 2 touchdowns and comes within a touchdown, 31-24. But Tech scored a field goal to keep a 10-point lead at 32-24. Tech scored 1 last touchdown for good measure and won it 41-24 to upset the Aggies and prove that last week's loss was a fluke against Iowa State. A&M needs to bounce back and upset Nebraska next week and hopes to regain any momentum. And Tech is off to Columbia, Missouri to go ahead and face the Tigers at the Big 12, Missouri. And that's it for this episode, and I will see you all for the midseason awards and the next one.